Hi, hey, hello. Welcome to a Market Down production. My name is Jade West, and I'm joined by the ever annoying Tori Vega and the ditzy but ultimately endearing Kat Valentine. And we are here to predict SummerSlam 2020, whatever year it is. And oh boy, is it going to be? It's going to be a show, that's for sure. So apparently, Riddle and Seth Rollins are not gonna be wrestling on the show because Riddle is injured, kayfabe, because Rollins did give him a pretty nasty stomp at the end of Raw. Which check out my Raw fast forward for more information on that, or don't. That's fine. But so let's just real quick. We'll pretend that maybe this match was gonna happen. Who do you think would have won, Kat?
I think shout out to Ariana Grande. Um,
Unless you're Pete Davidson, then no.
oh man. I am personally glad that they shelved this match because as much as I love Riddle, I do believe that Riddle was going to win, and I do not think that Seth Rollins needs any more L's right now. Just no. He's lost the entire year. It seems like forever since he's won. I can't even remember the last time he's won something.
On pay-per-view,
Period.
never. Last year was the last time we won a pay-per-view match.
Last
And I
year is
don't
probably the last time he won a on television match as well.
No, he's won plenty because he's never wrestled Cody on television. So, you know, that's.
Did he win
that's
it day one? Did he win it day one? Did he
no,
wrestle
that was
at
the
day
Fatal
one?
Four-Way. That was the Fatal Four-Way
Yeah.
with Brock,
Yep.
Biggie, and Bobby. But anyway, yeah. See, I actually feel like neither of these guys can take a loss because Riddle has been losing on TV and has been losing just overall in general as well as Rollins, just me being lower stake matches. But Riddle's one of the top baby faces. He's like number two. I don't even know who number one is. I'm just assuming there's one above him at this point. But
Unironically, and you're not going to believe it. It's Bobby Lashley.
no, it's Drew McIntyre. But Bobby Lashley, okay, Bobby would be two, and then Riddle would be no. Riddle's two and Bobby's three. They're interchangeable.
It's
Drew's number one,
absolutely the absent Randy Orton. What are you guys talking about?
he is absolutely, but he's
He's
knows when
one
the
and
fuck
Riddle
he's
is the
coming
two.
back. No, that's how it was before Randy left. Randy
Yeah, I
leaving
know.
has made Riddle fall down the card. But Tori, you're annoying. So moving on. Who do you think would have won this match? I guess it's not happening, so it's not that important. But
I think Seth would have been victorious.
I don't get it.
I think Seth would have gotten the W just because it feels like he's poised to go for the title at some point. I don't know if that's against Roman. I don't know if that's against Theory or definitely. I don't think it's going to be Brock or Drew, but it feels like it's only a matter of time. I don't think the Irish guy ever wins the Shillelagh match, man. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't think that ever happens. But
I don't know what context I'm gonna use that in, but I'm gonna clip that.
So yeah, I think Seth needed the win to keep his momentum going, and I think
momentum?
Momentum?
I mean, he's building up to be a challenger for the title. Like he is, and his win-loss record might not project that, but that is the trajectory he's on. And I think Riddle, win or loss, can't go for the title, so he doesn't benefit from getting the win either. So you might as well just give it to Seth.
He could totally go for the title in like a month if Drew wins it. But
That's
I understand
true.
your point. But yeah. I mean, Rollins was gonna win not because of any of the reasons you guys said or you said, Tori. It's just because he's Seth Rollins and Riddle is Riddle, and that's That's all there is to it. But the match isn't happening, so man, we've really wasted like 6 minutes already. But
I will say, it is being teased, or it is being reported that Seth will still be wrestling at SummerSlam.
And Cody's gonna come out and blah blah blah. It's gonna be like WrestleMania all over again. That's gonna be great.
Yes, probably, but
they might as well put
it
Seth
could
Rollins
be Bray,
in the title.
it could be Johnny Gargano.
Yeah,
it could be MJF. It could be anybody.
I don't think it could be MJF.
He's a goner, man. He's been bought out. Vince sacrificed himself so that MJF could be free. But anyway, yeah, we'll see, and that'll be exciting if it happens. But we'll see what goes on with that. That being said, I'm just glad they pushed off Riddle taking another L and Seth potentially taking another L. But anyway. Moving on to a match that is happening, but that I care about less than the match that isn't happening. We are going to have the Judgment Day versus the Mystery O's. It's going to be Finn Balor and Damian Priest versus Rey Mysterio and his stupid fucking son. The worst hair.
He really does. He really does, right? He really does.
He's too young to have such a stupid. Did you grow up in a fucking RV? What the fuck?
I know it's
egregious.
I know it's like a lucha thing to do to have like that mullet at some point, but Eddie made it look good. Like a lot of these guys made it look good. He looks terrible.
It looks like, because he still looks so young, because he has a young face with that hair. It looks like his parents don't take good care of him and they cut his hair himself. I'm almost tempted to, call child services on him, maybe free him up, which is, I think, what the Judgment Day is trying to do. So maybe they're the good guys here, actually. They're trying to free Dom from these terrible life choices he's making. Not to join in the Judgment Day is much better choice at this point, but it's a no DQ match if that makes a difference. The Judgment Day is 1-2 against the Mystrios. Technically 1-3 if you count main event. So the AEW Dark of the universe, but Tori. You're like Dom Mysterio in a lot of ways.
Ow, that was mean.
That those ways just mainly being that I don't like you. But who do you have in this match?
I need to keep reminding myself you're talking to the character. You're not talking to me. I hope. I really hope. But
sure.
I'm gonna give it to Judgment Day, because really this feud boils down to Aaliyah versus Rhea Ripley in a Buddy Matthews on a pole match. But
I say go forklift, but
that's fair. But Judgment Day really feels different when you recognize that Rhea Ripley's like the leader of the group, isn't she? She
is 100%. I said it on my Raw fast forward. Her coming back made the group feel not super lame.
Yep. Like seriously did. And yeah, I'm going to give it to Judgment Day because they need the win. The Mysterios, whether or not Dom joins or not, honestly, I don't care. But yeah, I think it's going to come down to, like, I think Aaliyah's going to get involved, and I think that's what's going to cost them.
Aaliyah's going to join.
They all share something in common. But yeah, I'm gonna give it to Judgment Day, and maybe Edge gets involved, maybe, because he's been missing for a while.
Yeah, I see him making his return. He was supposed to return at MSG on Monday, but travel issues restricted that. Freaking Canada, man. It's a great place. I'm not gonna talk shit about Canada, but yeah. So that's Judgment Day needs it more. I will also go with Judgment Day for what it's worth. Kat, if you can stop dyeing your hair red for 2 minutes and give us your prediction on this match, that would be great.
I wanted to play devil's advocate, but I also think Judgment Day is going to win. I mean, I'm with you guys. They really need it at this point. Finn Balor hasn't had a win in forever. Rey Mysterio can take a L as he does. It makes sense. But yeah, this group looks hella lame besides Rhea Ripley. I just wanted to add that.
Yeah, absolutely. I would like for them to just accompany Rhea for her matches because that's all they are. They're just valets at this point, and that's all they should be, which is really sad to say. But yeah, all on the same page here. And moving on to a match that everyone in the world, without a shadow of a doubt, guaranteed as former possibly important person in the company and potential monster would say, we have Pat Norton versus Happy Corbin in a football player turns whatever they are now match. We have Pat Norton himself, who was fantastic at WrestleMania, who beat current Money in the Bank holder Austin Theory easily without breaking a sweat, versus Baron Corbin, former college football player, former bare knuckle boxer, or some sort of guy who throws punches for money, former guy who spoke up about concussion protocol in football and somehow got in trouble for it, former guy who shot at a fan for being lame and then got in trouble because that fan happened to be part of the army. Like that had anything to do with the conversation they were having. Former authority figure who was so bad that the McMahons came out and said, wow, this show has been bad lately, huh? And then fired him. Former guy who rightfully retired Kurt Angle in Kurt Angle's last match, because why would it be John Cena? That should be John Cena's last match, not Kurt Angle's. Okay, put someone over. Former guy who hit Becky Lynch with an end of days. Former guy who cut his hair instead of putting it on the line in a match. Former guy who still currently wears t-shirts and shit to wrestle because Vince McMahon doesn't like his body. But hey, Vince is gone. Maybe on Sunday he'll go back to being shirtless, but I doubt it. Happy Corbin. Yeah. So this match is based on the fact that Vince really wanted Pat McAfee to wrestle on the card at SummerSlam, and that's that. So who do you have in this match, Kat?
I am going Pat McAfee. I think he's finally going to beat bum-ass Corbin. And, Corbin could take a L anytime, any place, whenever. I'm fine with it. I think everyone's fine with it.
Yeah. Corbin is actually one of those guys that is relatively bulletproof and can just take L's and it's okay. His character will always be fine. Okay.
Agreed.
You can't do that with everyone, but he is one of those guys. Absolutely. He did retire Kurt Angle after all, rightfully so. Former Money in the Bank winner. Former guy who failed to cash in Money in the Bank against Jinder Mahal of all people, who's just doing great things now. That being said, Pat McAfee is weird because in any other context, I would find him so annoying. But he brings such life to the dead show that is SmackDown that it's endearing. Also, I like when he dances to Nakamura's entrance music. So
it's true.
He has a weird sort of charisma that either you fucking hate him and can't stand him, or he's the most entertaining thing on a boring show. So that being said, Tori, I think you fall into the former for me, but the latter for other people. Who do you have in this match?
I have Pat. I think I have Pat. Yeah. It doesn't make like Corbin should win, but
why? Why should Corbin win?
He's the wrestler, but
McAfee's undefeated.
Not true. Not true.
WrestleMania on the main roster, he's undefeated.
He lost to McMahon.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's right. Sorry, I forgot about that. Actually, I wanted to bring that up. That's And we'll talk about that in our episode, but man, sometimes you just got to go out on top, you know? But
he knew what he was doing.
yeah, so you have McAfee, right?
I have McAfee in what I think will be Corbin's best match in years.
Yep. No pushback there whatsoever. I think you're right. He's no Adam Cole, but he'll get the job. He'll get the job done and make McAfee look good. I also have Patrick in this match. I assume Pat is short for Patrick.
It's
It
Patty,
better be.
actually.
Oh,
Okay.
Patty. Okay.
Gotcha.
That's fine.
Patty McAfee. Oof. Oh boy. How did he ever make it out of high school? Yeah, so moving on to another match that is just a reskin of a WrestleMania match. We have other celebrity, Logan Paul, famous for, versus The Miz, famous for not actually
Wrestling.
being famous.
Wrestling.
Not actually being famous.
He has a reality show. He's clearly
He's-
famous.
He's famous for doing a Christmas movie, whatever that movie was called.
Oh, the one with Paige. I hate you.
Yeah, sure. I get that a lot. Okay, there's nothing to say here. Logan Paul is trying to be a babyface because people are giving WWE shit for this, and I'm gonna stand up for them. One of the few times that it's okay to stand up for WWE. Logan Paul wants to be a babyface. WWE doesn't want him to be a babyface. Look at Logan Paul at WrestleMania and look at him at last year's WrestleMania. WWE is actually very self-aware of how people feel about Logan Paul, and the past two WrestleManias use that perfectly to their advantage by having him be a heel last year and having him be a face who ended up being stunned by the face at WrestleMania. But he wants to be a face. This is a Logan Paul thing. He said it himself. He wants to be a face. He wants to be cheered. He wants to be loved by the crowd. But I guess he doesn't realize that half of his viewers are hate watchers. But so this is a little tone deaf. But that being said, Logan Paul is going to win. Does anyone disagree with that? Does anyone care enough to comment on this match? Of course you fucking do. So where you're the Logan Paul of the show. Oh my god.
Oh wow.
That was okay. That hurt. That actually hurt.
Oh god, I can't remember a time this wasn't happening. Please just make your point.
Oh god. I'm sorry. That actually really stunned me.
I can feel my life slipping away.
I think Miz is gonna win, and I think Miz is gonna win because they want to get like that loss out for Logan Paul, but
Okay.
Logan could easily win too, but I'm going with
Okay.
Miz and his massive
Okay.
balls.
Chad, real quick, who are you going for in this match? Because I have to immediately combat that, but I want to know who you have before I do that.
Logan Paul.
Damn it.
Okay. It's okay.
I love
so
the Miz, James.
You're so short-sighted right now. Why would the Miz win? First of all, Miz is a loser. He doesn't need to win ever. Miz never needs to win because he never should win. But obviously, we're building to a Pat McAfee Logan Paul match at WrestleMania. Why would Logan Paul lose right now? He's going to take his first loss to Pat McAfee at WrestleMania. Duh. Like, what the fuck? And you're going to be in the crowd for that, James. So
You will too, most likely.
no, that's not Philly, right?
Oh no, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Not,
Yeah.
I'm not going to, I don't know where WrestleMania is, but
Isn't it in Hollywood?
Yeah.
I mean, I would go there, but I'm not going there for WrestleMania. But yeah, okay, we're all on the same page. Logan Paul's gonna win because he's an actual star, and Miz is like a pretend star. And but Miz will make him look great. Miz is good at his okay job. But moving on, we're gonna go
Jesus Christ.
to the Raw Women's Championship match. It is a WrestleMania rematch. It is a Summerslam rematch. It is Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belaire. Bianca Belaire is gonna win in 26 seconds, and that's that. Like that's gonna be a callback to last year. They had the best match at WrestleMania, so now they don't need to have the best match at SummerSlam because they're just it's gonna be that, and that's gonna be that, and then Becky will go further down in the madness, and Bianca will probably face like Alexa Bliss or some shit, and that'll be okay. And yeah, that's that. Kat, do you have your fellow red-ish haired person in Becky, or do you have your fellow? I can't think of anything you have in common with Bianca Belair, but yeah, who do you have in this match?
I mean, it's pretty obvious. It's definitely going to be Bianca Belair. I cannot imagine Becky winning again at SummerSlam, or especially this. Who are we kidding? This is WWE. She absolutely could win, but I'm going Bianca.
Yeah, it's just
They
the
don't care
right thing
about
to do.
storytelling.
It's the they do. Triple H does, Becky does, Bianca does, and this division has been so decently protected over the past year. There's only been like a couple bumps in the road. Like it's been a pretty. The story's always been there. The path has always been clear. They haven't really diverged, and everything has made sense. And everyone's looked better coming out of it. I don't remember complaining about anyone not doing that, but I was talking to someone outside of our pod about this, and it was just a simple thing. It's like the forever debate about Becky or Charlotte that'll go on from now until long after they're both retired. But and it simply said, in the 1 year Becky's been back, she has made multiple people look better. Charlotte, you have to really rack your brain for the last time she made anyone look better, and it was Bayley when Bayley first got called up, and even that's debatable.
Yep.
That's about it. Maybe Sasha when they were trading the titles back and forth. So I have no worries about the right thing happening, the right person winning. I mean, Becky won, I'd laugh my ass off, but like that's just not going to happen. The question is, will it be a normal match? Because if it is, it'll be great. Or will it be a 26-second turnabout fair play squash? And I'm saying it's going to be 26 seconds. Tori, what do you think?
I agree. Bianca's going to win. I don't know that it's going to be a squash, but I think they're going to call back to it. You know, like they did at Mania.
Yeah, no matter what. Yeah, they'll have this. The match will start like that in one way or another. Yeah.
Yes. I'm going to go with it being an actual match. But I would love to see Bianca get that quick win just for Becky's story. You know,
yeah, exactly.
And I don't know, man. Like, I know I'm jumping ahead here, but like, I don't know where the story goes because they're like, I don't know. Like, this wasn't on Raw, but being there for Raw, Ronda was there as a babyface. Like, she beat up Dewdrop and Nikki ASH. And it's like,
yeah, sure. I mean, you got plenty of time to turn Ronda. Like, you don't have to do that now. It's just, you know, they know. Like, that's my only word. Honestly, one of my only concerns, and we'll talk about this in pod with the regime changing, is that they might abandon some plans that have actually been in place for a while. But
yeah,
I'm not too worried about that. I think we'll get where we need to get to without many hitches in the road. But yeah, we'll see. Moving on, unless you guys have any other comments about this. All right, okay. Moving on to God, I just don't care about this match. Austin Theory versus Bobby Lashley for the U.S. title. Theory. This is pretty easy to break down. Theory is Mr. Money in the Bank, and that means you don't win matches ever again until you cash in, because that's just how Money in the Bank holders are treated. Theory lost his U.S. title, which only James expected because he's a dork. And then he won Money in the Bank, which no one expected because he wasn't in the match. Not that that's ever stopped anyone from winning before, but, it's hard to predict that. So obviously Bobby's going to win. I think the real question is, does he beat up Theory badly enough that Theory's not there later? But we'll save that for the main event, whether or not we think the cash-in's coming. We'll save that. So quickly, Kat, who do you have in this match?
I do have Bobby winning. However, as we spoke about in the group chat, I think if they were to kind of Miz Theory for a while, then he wouldn't have to either immediately cash in, or he can hold both and stay relevant while he keeps the Money in the Bank for, until WrestleMania or anything. But with that being said, I absolutely think Bobby's going to win and Theory's going to look bad.
Oh yeah, that's the key thing, is the Theory's going to look bad. He's not going to put up a valiant effort and fall short. He's just going to lose. But I disagree. I think Mizzing anyone is a bad idea. And I think that really puts a ceiling on Theory, who, again, these are all things that maybe we'll talk about. We're talking about Vince, but I could easily see Theory not reaching the heights he would have under Vince, because, I don't think he's going to fall off the face of the earth, but yeah. I don't think that Triple H or anyone else is going to see him as the next John Cena like Vince did.
But so to go to that
get a rush. Yeah, no, go ahead.
I'm sorry. To go to that though, it's Triple H did push Theory in NXT.
Yep.
He pushed him with the Way and Gargano, and he put him in that group for a reason. He put him in that group to put him with a veteran who could teach him, and to learn how to really work on the character stuff, which I think we could all agree is probably his strongest suit right now. It's his strongest weapon. Like, I don't think he's bad in the ring. I think he's pretty good in the ring, but I think his strongest weapon is his character work, his mic work, and his promos. So
I think his strongest weapon is his stupid face, but go on.
But you know what? I actually do agree. Like, I know that's, it sounds bad, but they played him like a himbo in NXT, and his facial reactions, his everything was so good. And they worked on that here in WWE. Like, all the selfies he took, that one he took with Vince McMahon where he looks like a fucking gremlin, was amazing. That was amazing. He's been looking for that photo for months and months and months. He wins the US title, he gets his selfie, and then he looks like Jim Carrey on a bad day. And it was great. It was great. So I think Triple H knows what he has with him. And I think this last Monday was very telling. Theory isn't liked by anyone on the roster. Nobody likes him. He has multiple enemies. And that is a very exciting thing for somebody with the Money in the Bank briefcase, because beyond people not wanting him to be champion, that sets him up when he is champion to have lots of challengers.
I agree.
So I think he's 100% going to lose the US title match against Bobby. And I don't want to jump ahead, but I think he's losing the US title. Good things to come.
Okay. I don't want to jump ahead, but I don't think there's any good things to come. But that being said, yeah, he's going to lose to Bobby, which, he's not feuding with Bobby. They haven't interacted in a while. He is feuding with everyone else. He's feuding with Dolph Ziggler for some reason. He's feuding with Roman lately. But he's interacted with Roman and Brock more than he's interacted with Bobby in the past 3 weeks. So, weird that this is happening. But yeah, Bobby Lashley's going to win easily. Theory is going to tap specifically. And that's that. So moving on to a match that, by all accounts, was the best match on Money in the Bank and could easily be the best match on SummerSlam. And it is a tag title match between the Street Profits and the DUI brothers. So hey, be grateful that Matt does he have any DUIs? Actually, I don't even know.
He doesn't have a DUI, but he has arrests, but that's okay.
Of course he does.
For what? Real quick, for what?
Please don't make me do this.
No, do it. What's it for?
He got into a domestic dispute with his then, I don't know if they were married at that point, but he and Rebby fucked each other up.
Gotcha. So it turns out that the dream match was always the Hardys versus the Usos, apparently. But god damn, what great tag teams we have in the world. Holy shit. I can't wait to see what trios we have. Anyway, it's gonna be Street Profits versus the Usos. It's fantastic. It was such a good match. I'm over the Usos. I think I've said it before and I'll say it again. Jimmy coming back, his terrible lifestyle choices aside, he has made Jay so much worse.
Yep.
Jay was cool. Jay was the best part of Roman's act.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Jay is nothing now. He has no character. They are just vessels that say we the ones, and they're just lapdogs to Roman. And they have no character, they have no motivation. They don't fear Roman anymore. They're just like Roman doesn't psychologically abuse them anymore. It's just nothing. They're just there now, and it just reeks of nepotism, like I've said over and over. But that being said, again, the Money in the Bank, amazing, unbelievable. The Street Profits are reaching another stratosphere. And Jeff Jarrett is the referee because I can best explain it by promptly asking Tori who she thinks is going to win this match.
I really want it to be the Street Profits, but like
I really want.
I'm just at a point where I don't know when the Usos or Roman are going to lose anything. So I'm going to go with my heart, and I'm going to go with the Street Profits.
There we go. You know what? I'm going to add some fuel to that fire because, we know at least one person or two who thinks that Roman's going to lose the title at Clash at the Castle. And a good way to set that up of the foundation crumbling would be to have the Usos lose now at SummerSlam. So you know what? I'm right there with you, friend of me. Okay. I think I want the Street Profits to win. I don't hate the Usos as a team, but I think I hate them as people. And
that's fine.
I think I hate them as backstage people because nepotism. So yeah, I'm right there with you. Kat, who do you think's gonna win?
We are 3 for 3. This is weird that we all agree for once.
We agree a lot, but we're all agreeing on like the wild card pick here. Like,
right.
So that's the fucking kicker.
Yeah. Now I thought about this before, and I said, "Oh no, of course the Usos are gonna win. They're never gonna lose." But now, with which we'll speak about, of course, on the pod, with new directions, I think we're gonna set a lot of things straight that should have been straight a while ago and have been neglected. And I'm hoping this is one of the mistakes they correct and fix for the pay-per-view. And I'm going Street Profits.
All right, let's fucking go. Let's do it. They want to push Montez forward so badly, but they can't put him in singles feud right now. So this is how you do it. All right, let's have some tag teams stick together for once. Let's fucking go. Absolutely. So I'm amazed we're all on the same page on that one, but I'm glad we are. So moving on to a match that's, I think, technically the hardest match to predict on the show. Because it's Ronda Rousey versus Liv Morgan for the SmackDown Women's title. It's hard to predict because Ronda Rousey losing to Liv Morgan in a non-cash-in scenario sounds weird to say out loud.
It really does.
But Liv just won the title and everyone loves it. I haven't seen anyone dislike it. I don't think anyone's down on Liv Morgan. I think everyone's really happy for her. So I think she's gonna win, but I don't know because it's Ronda. But that being said, Charlotte returned, so there is a very, very good chance that on the SmackDown, right after we record this, Charlotte gets added to this match. But if she does, I actually think that makes it easy, and I think Liv wins and Charlotte takes the pin. Because as much as I will give Charlotte shit from now until the day her dad dies. And
Oh my
then
god.
for some time after that too,
Shit.
she takes a good amount of pins, and there's no reason she can't take a pin here. Charlotte, again, I think I'll bring this up anytime I think it seems fit, but Charlotte is actually someone who can take a pin and be fine because she's fucking Charlotte, and it doesn't matter at this point. So that being said, I guess I'm gonna go with Liv. Kat, this is my impression of Jade's impression of your laugh from the show, but it's ha 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 ha.
Oh my god.
Who do you think's gonna win this match?
I can't do this. Okay, so I will play story time with you only because of the situation you bought. Once upon a time in 1998, there was this infamously popular character by the name of Kane. And he was super popular. And he fought Stone Cold, and everyone just knew Stone Cold was going to win. However, it was a fucking first blood match, and Kane had no skin to show. So we kind of knew Stone Cold couldn't win. I say that to say that Kane lost the title the very next night. So in the record books, he was the WWE champion for one day.
Best day of my life.
Now that
I don't know why you would hurt Danny like this. I don't know what he did to you, but
I was relating that situation to WWE's logics at times, meaning although everyone is high on Liv and we're excited that she won, they could take it away just like that for no reason at all. But I do actually believe that Liv is going to win as well. So I really just did all that to piss you off.
I mean, you didn't really piss me off as much as you bummed me out for a few seconds. Yeah, that's okay.
Worth
I can't
it.
think of anything I've ever done to deserve that, but you know, like, the fuck, man, you might as well have made a joke about my dead dad, man. Like, what the hell?
I just wanted you to know WWE's logic so that if Liv does not win, we know that this has happened before.
Gotcha. Just to clear the record, you know, about my dad.
Please.
I've actually spent the past year looking for my dad's killer, but no one will do it. So he's still alive. But anyway, Tori, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm just stressed out, but I'm okay. I'm gonna keep the unity going. I too am gonna pull for Liv Morgan here. I think Liv takes the win, and I think even though I'm going against what I said earlier, I think that's maybe how we get the Ronda heel turn, where, you know, okay, you beat me with the briefcase, ha ha ha, I'm gonna get the rematch, we're cool. Wait, you actually beat me? Now I'm gonna break your arm. And I think that's what we're gonna get. So I think Liv is gonna win, and then Ronda turns into her natural form of raging bitch afterwards.
Absolutely.
Oh, allow me to piss Danny off just a little bit more.
Oh gosh.
Sure.
Please.
Natalia's gonna interfere in this match.
Yeah, it's a decent dance. I mean, it's whatever. It's SmackDown. I don't really care. So, whatever, man. Ronda can deny a lot of things. You know, she could just deny this loss too. Treat it like Sandy Hook and just deny it. Hey, you guys brought it up somehow.
I not you guys. It's this one. I don't know if he's in the same position as he is on my screen, but
is there a mirror right off camera? But anyway, moving on, guys. We have the main event, the piece de resistance, the once in a lifetime for sure, especially if you've been in a coma lately. Like I wish my dad was. That was my Rev impression. Okay, calm down. Oh, guys, by the way, real quick, just so you guys know, the reason that Rev wasn't on this very special episode of Grappling with Chaplin is because he has announced his retirement. He, oddly enough, the timing is very odd, but he has announced his retirement. He has decided to dedicate the rest of his life to his passion project of DJing for white privileged people who only kind of know how to dance, but they own that fact, so it's borderline endearing, which is good. It's nice to have hobbies. It's nice to have passion projects, and it's a step up because we had to talk him out of his original idea for his passion project post-retirement from the podcast, which was punching pregnant people in the stomach and then saying, "This knuckle sandwich is on the house," which sounds terrible, and it is. But being the current world and country we live in right now, he's rebranded himself as a vigilante for doing that. So, take that as you will. Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns in a last man standing match. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I've just made a fool of myself. It's actually a last fan standing match. So whoever can still give a shit by the end of this is the winner. So congrats, Tori. You are the winner.
I made it.
Yep.
I made it.
Who cares, right? Who do you have in this match?
I don't know. I have
you know who you have.
No, because it's, do I have Roman winning or do I have Theory cashing in midway through or what? I don't know. So I'm gonna say Roman wins and then Theory cashes in. I don't know. That doesn't sound right. Well, all right, I have Roman winning.
We're talking about the cash in after. You have Roman winning because obviously.
Yeah, I have Roman winning.
Kat, who do you have in this match? This unpredictable last fan standing match.
Okay, so I want this story. No, I don't need it to happen. I don't really want it to happen. But in my mind, I just kind of have something built. So I'm going to say Brock, even though I know he's not going to win. But
okay.
I want him to win.
Okay.
Which is weird.
Very confused. Okay. You got to elaborate.
Okay, so at Elimination Chamber, we saw Brock versus Theory in the last 5 minutes.
Yes.
And I just always had in my mind from there that of course Brock was going to win, but Theory and Brock would somehow come back and do like a real quick little feud, just a 2-3 weeker. So I'm going Brock wins and then Theory cashes in on Brock. Which will probably never happen, but it's unexpected, it's unpredictable, and I fucking want it. Whatever.
At least it was thought out and there was logic behind it. I'll take
a little bit of logic, just somewhat of a story. I can
understand where you're coming from. I think it's really depressing that you guys think Theory is gonna cash in and successfully at that. That's pretty lame to think after fucking like 5, 8, 10 long years, however long it's been, that Roman's title reign is gonna end in such a limp, pathetic way. Like,
well, Hunter is here.
I can't believe. I think Hunter's smart enough to know it's not a good idea. I'm not saying Theory will never be world champion. I think he probably will, but
I think
it's not happening this year. I don't think that's how is it a good idea? It's such a major step down. Like it's
The
a huge step down.
only reason I see it as a good idea is because whether you like Theory or not, or you think he's ready or not, I just think him with the championship opens up so many more doors and so much more storyline because I mean, end of the day, we all know Roman is done. He's just done. Like it's not interesting anymore. No one cares. We're pretty much idly waiting until he loses the title. So I think if Theory gets the title, it's just new challengers. It makes it look better. The land opportunity, blah blah blah.
I think the new challengers thing, sure. I don't think it makes anything look better. I think it makes everything about the show seem worse. Like as much as I hate Roman and I don't like this title reign anymore, and I do want it to be over, is not the way to do it. I think it'll just feel like it would be like if Dolph Ziggler won the world title. Not 2022 Dolph Ziggler, but if like 2018 Dolph Ziggler won it, which is still bad, but like, you know, I'd be like, what's going on right now? You know, I don't think it's good. And I'm gonna say like what I think, because I will attribute this to Eric Grisanti, famous independent filmmaker, best known for DuckTales and Bridge to Terabithia. I believe he directed both of those. But
sounds legit.
Yeah, he said, and I pretty much I agree to a degree. I think this is what they should do. That Roman's obviously going to win. There's no doubt about that. Brock is basically gone because he has weird loyalty to that, what's that guy's name that used to run the company?
Ham.
I want to Ham. Okay, yeah, I'll take that. Ham. Yeah, he has weird loyalty to Ham, which actually doesn't sound that crazy of a statement when you think about Brock Lesnar. But you know, he's gone. Roman, I don't think there's a, put it like this. Do you really think we're going to get Drew McIntyre versus Austin Theory at Clash of the Castle as the main event? Absolutely not. We're getting Roman Drew. Point. That is the match 100%. And maybe Theory cashes in then. But I think no matter what, he's losing that match because Roman will look insane. Not that he needs it, but he'll look insane if he beats him. And Drew, who has fallen off the boil a little bit, but is still really over, that'll put him on another level and it'll make people accept him as the guy to beat Roman. Whereas then maybe, I don't think the audience will ever accept Theory as that guy, especially because he's never won a match. He hasn't won a match since Hell in a Cell when he beat Mustafa. This guy couldn't even beat Pat McAfee. Fucking retired wrestler Vince McMahon beat Pat McAfee at WrestleMania.
Well, then maybe Theory should just wait because I also dislike, besides Happy Corbin, I dislike when Money in the Bank winners do not win.
I agree for the most part, but you got to do it sometimes.
Yeah, every once in a while you need a loss.
Every once in a blue. John Cena was fine. That was suitable.
I mean, I would say it was fine, but that was the dumbest cash in of all time.
It was a dumb cash in, but I mean, what could you do?
All the losers have to do with John Cena, though. That's
yeah,
that's true.
No, wait.
Yeah, what woman has lost? Every woman is successful.
But Corbin failed to cash in on Jinder
because John Cena distracted him.
Oh, was that the case?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. Okay, fair.
Because he was
justice for Damian Sandow, by the way.
Oh God, no.
I mean, I was upset about it, but he wouldn't have been a good world champion.
Oh no, he would have absolutely been terrible. But it was the world heavyweight champion then. Like at that point,
that is true.
You could have gave him a 2-week reign. Come on.
That's honestly a valid point.
He should have won because that would have meant that Cody would have won. But that also means we wouldn't have gotten AEW. So, you know, I guess it was all for the best.
Thank you, Ms. Dow.
There are so many red strings you can connect to how we got to AEW, and that is one of them. So, you know, Cody had won that world title back then, we would have never left probably. So there we go. So yeah, that's SummerSlam. I'm sure it'll be good. A lot of these matches aren't super exciting because most of them are rematches, and then others are like Logan Paul matches. But you know, it'll feel like a spectacle. It'll be good. We'll talk about it afterwards. But those were our predictions for the ever annoying actual antagonist of the show, Tori Vega, and for the a lovable dumb sidekick, Cat Valentine. I am the best character on the show, Jade West, and this was a Mark It Down production. Everyone wish Rev a happy retirement. Wish him luck in his future endeavors. And good night. Go to bed. Don't drive drunk.